Determination, endurance and discipline. What do you mean by determination? To do something. Okay. You are determined to do something. Endurance, patience. Number 3, discipline. You know what is the meaning of discipline? You must have these 3 qualities. Determination, endurance and discipline. What is the meaning of the endurance? Patience. So if you have these 3 qualities, you can be on top of the world. You can be on top of the world. What do you mean by top of the world? The globe, where you stand on top of the globe. What do you mean by top of the world? What is the expression? What does this expression mean? You have achieved something very, very great. With these qualities, you achieved something very great, and that is meant by being on top of the world. And who was on top of the world? This girl was an ordinary girl like you. Not a special, what do you call it, girl. She was not an extraordinary girl. Born in Haryana. But she was a girl different from the rest of the girls. She was a girl different from the rest of the girls. How was she different? She finished her schooling in the village and her parents said, now stop education. It's enough for you. Time for you to get married. Time for you to get married. Because that was the culture in the village. Even now, this culture remains in some of the villages. Most of the villages, I would say, that once the girl finishes class 10, is enough, finished with her, now look for a boy. Or some parents may allow her to go after class 11 and 12. Finish her intermediate. After that, now get married. They'll make her sit, do the household work for 1 or 2 years. In the meantime, they will look for a boy, and the time of marriage comes, it's all finished. So when Santosh Yadav finished at class 10, her parents said, now it's enough for you. We are going to kind of look a boy for you. She said, if you are going to get me married, I will run away from the house. That is how she was different. If you are going to get me married, I will run away from the house. I want to continue my studies. I want to continue my studies. She was saying, this is what is determination. So, she went to Delhi. And she continued her studies. Okay? And her parents were not ready to pay the fees. Okay, you study, but we won't pay the fees. She said, I don't need your fees. I don't need your fees. I will manage my own fees. Determination. This girl is an example, a shining example, a glaring example for every one of you. She went to Delhi, continued her studies. She gave some tuitions as well, I believe. Yes. Made some money. But then, when her parents came to know that this girl is a determined girl, she's a hard nut. What do you mean by hard nut? Hard nut to break. You cannot so easily convince her. She is very stubborn and determined and steadfast. So now we cannot kind of make her listen to us, pay the fees. So the parents paid the fees. And finally what happened? She finished her class 12. And then he said, I am going to do my college. She did not stop with that. Everybody wanted her to finish, put a full stop to her education. But she was determined. No, I will continue with my college. So she went to Jaipur. Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan. So what happened? she took admission in a college by the name Maharani College. Maharani Gayatri Devi College. She was actually the princess, she was the queen, okay, of that province. During the British time, in Rajasthan there were many provinces, and Jaipur was one of the province, and she was the queen, Maharani Gayatri. She thought that every woman in my province must be educated, a noble lady. Okay, very rich. Of course, she was the queen, and she established, set up a college, and Santosh Yadav took admission in that college. Okay, studied. And when she was studying, she was put in a hostel. Okay, and she stayed in a room, and just opposite her room were the Aravalli Hills. If you ask a geography teacher, she will tell you what is meant by Aravalli Hills. Okay, it is there in Rajasthan. It's a range. It's a range of mountain. So what happened? She looked at that mountain top. Those hills. You can call them as hills. She looked at those hills and she saw some people climbing. What are these people doing? One day, she went out of her college hostel room and asked them, "Can I come and join you? I'm also interested." They said, "Well, why not?" So she started climbing the mountain. She did not cover great distances, but she covered a small distance. Covered. Little bit. And she developed a passion for that. Passion! This is important. Passion is important. If you are determined to do something, you must do it. Otherwise, you must not attempt it. Determination. And she said, "Now I am going to become a mountaineer like these people." Third year of college, semester exams. By May 19, the exams were supposed to be over. While she was in her final year, she came to know about a mountaineering institute, Uttarkashi Mountaineering Institute. Uttarkashi Mountaineering Institute. And this institute was training mountaineers, young mountaineers who had a passion for climbing. She came to know and she had applied. She registered herself for admission. And she was accepted. And on 21st of May, she had to join the institute. 19th exams over. She immediately, after the exams, went straight to the Mountaineering Institute and became a student or a young mountaineer. Parents did not know. Then after reaching there, she wrote a letter. "Mommy and Papa, I am sorry to tell you that I have taken admission in Uttarkashi Mountaineering Institute. I did not inform you because I had no time." See, determination. Went and she learned the techniques of mountaineering. Started climbing. Body became strong. Endurance to the hard weather. It's not easy for you and me to climb Mount Everest. Years of training required. Your body has to be fit. Cold weather, you will die of freezing cold. For that you need to prepare yourself physically and mentally. Sometimes people are mentally fit but physically very weak. Sometimes it is the other way. Physically strong, but as you go up, mental depression comes in because oxygen becomes lesser and lesser. The higher you go, the lesser the oxygen you have to carry your cylinder. So sometimes people, they lose confidence and they die halfway through with their heart failure. Asphyxiation, unable to breathe, pressure of the atmosphere. And she practiced climbing, and she got the endurance to suffer the climate. She got the endurance to suffer the climate. Became tough physically and mentally. Disciplined herself. Rigorous practice. And she is the only woman in the world to have climbed Mount Everest twice. Climbing Mount Everest once itself is a feat, is a record. But climbing Mount Everest twice is no mean achievement. It is an incredible achievement. What achievement? Incredible. You cannot just kind of say that, oh, she climbed Mount Everest twice. No, you cannot take it that lightly. She climbed it twice. Being a woman, men fail to climb. But this woman, she became successful in reaching the top. That's why the title of the lesson, Top of the World. Who was on top of the world? Santosh Yadav. And she was on top of the world twice, not just once. And what made her achieve these qualities? So they asked her, what was the proudest moment when you reached Mount Everest? What was the proudest moment when you reached Mount Everest? And she said, when I unfurled the Indian flag, the tricolor. And I unfurled the Indian flag and made my country proud. That was the proudest moment in my life. Undoubtedly. So, anything is possible provided you know how to set your priorities right. Provided you are disciplined, organized, endurance. You need to have this endurance, determination. You must be determined. You must have the quality of endurance. You must be disciplined. You must know what to give importance to. You must be focused. All these qualities were to be found in Santosh. But when you look at the birth of this girl, it's rather interesting. See, the place or the village where this girl comes from is a conservative village. What do you mean by conservative? Traditional. So the people of her village always wanted boys, not girls. So every family expected boys because boys are going to look after you. That is a accepted system, you know. Boys are going to be with you and girls are going to leave you. So it is the boy who is going to look after you in the last moment of your life. That is the belief. So everybody in Santosh Yadav's village expected boys after the girl got married. And if it was a girl, there was no sign of happiness in the family. Oh God, a burden. Girls were considered to be burdened. Now I have to search a boy for this girl. And not only that, I have to give dowry, a huge amount of dowry. That is why infants were murdered. There is one village in South India, in Tamil Nadu, near Madurai. A few years ago, a strange incident happened. Whenever the girl child was born, they used to kill the girl child. You know how they killed paddy? You know paddy? Unclean rice. They used to put the paddy into the throat of the infant. They used to kill the infants. How cruel it is. And even in some of the villages in North India, even today, people are not happy when a girl child is born. They try to eliminate the girl child. So this was a kind of concept, this was the idea, okay, which was prevalent in the village from where Santosh Yadav comes. Orthodox, traditional, conservative. Okay, so the idea of the birth of a girl was not at all welcome. So Santosh Yadav's parents did not have any children for quite some time. Then one day, a sadhu was passing by, or maybe a mystic. Mystic means a saint. You can call him as a fakir, a holy man, was passing through the street. And Santosh Yadav's parents went and took the blessings of this man and They said that we have no children, but we want a girl child. We have no children, but we want a girl child. Someone open your mouth and say, we want a girl child. No problem. Okay. The sadhu was surprised and shocked. Anyone would be shocked, right? Because the village from where she comes, it was for boys. And this was the first kind of couple who said that they wanted a girl. The sadhu himself was taken up by surprise. He was shocked and he said, okay, may it be so. You will get a girl child. And you know what happened? Santosh was born some years. And she was a very, very different girl. A unique kind of girl. How can you say that she was unique? She did everything in a different way. When the girls of her age wore traditional dresses, like the salwar and kameez, she wore shorts. What did she wear? What did she wear? Shorts. T-shirt. And she was walking around the village. People looked at her. What kind of a girl is this? She wanted to be her own. She said, I want to be my own. I want to live my own life. And she said, if I know what I am doing is right, others must follow me, not I follow them. It's perfectly right. If I know what I am doing is right, if I am sure of what I am doing, then I am not wrong. So let others follow me. Why should I follow others? A good principle. And she lived by this principle. She lived by this principle. And to the end of what you call her career, or to the end of her life, she decides to live this way. I want to be different. I want to live the way I like. And I want to do the right thing. I must make sure whether I am doing the right thing or not. These are some qualities which can be imitated. This is how this girl seems to be an inspiration for all of us. Be sure of what you do. Do what you like, but see to it that what you do is right. That is very important. If I am not sure of what I am doing, I will end up nowhere. I cannot kind of achieve my goal. And if I am doing something not acceptable, something which is not right, then again, I am a failure. So do the right thing and do what I like, and you must be committed to what you are doing. Commitment. If you have no commitment, no success. If you have no determination, no success. If you have no patience, no success. Success does not come overnight. You have to wait for success. Provided, success will come, provided you wait for that. Abraham Lincoln, 17 times he contested the election, 16 times lost on the 17th time. He won. Determination. Focused. Okay? And you must give something to the society. She felt it that way. It is not that I live, my family lives, okay? I study, I get married, I raise a family, and I look after my family, and then finally, I die with my family. It's good, but it's not the right way to live. It's good, but not the right way. I live and I contribute something to the society. That is a meaningful life. Otherwise, I will be just a common man, a common girl, a common woman caught up in the society. So there are thousands and millions of people who are born and they die, and I am just one among them. No! You must be different. You must be different. You must be unique. You must stand out just as this girl stood out. And to be different and to achieve something, these qualities are required. Okay? So, Santosh Yadav is a girl who broke the traditional system. Tradition is a great barrier for our progress. I don't say tradition is bad, but tradition should help you to become a better human being. Tradition should help you to do something for the society. If that doesn't allow you, then the tradition is meaningless. I do what my forefathers did and I don't change, and it goes on and on and on. No! If I am going to give something to the society, I have to be different, and to be different, I have to keep the tradition back. Priorities. Set your priorities right. What is to be done now? I will do that. What is to be done later on? I will do that later. So this girl is an example for us. Committed, focused. What is focus? Simple. You take a lens. You know what is a lens? In science, you must have studied concave lens, convex lens. Have you studied it now? Yes. So you take a kind of lens, okay, and a short piece of paper, and you show that lens on the paper in the sunlight. After a few seconds, the paper will get. That is focus. Focus is not a very hard concept to learn. It is a simple concept. Take the lens, place it on a piece of paper, sheet of paper in the sunlight. Within a few seconds, the paper will get burnt. That is focus. Why? Because you are focusing the lens on the paper, and at the focal point, okay, when the focal point is achieved, fire comes out. Hundreds of examples can be given. But we focus on Santoshia. How was she focused? She was able to focus because she broke away from the tradition. What are the examples to show that this girl broke away from the tradition? First of all, she lived a different life by wearing a different dress. She did not stop with her high school education when her parents told her to stop. She said, I am going to continue my education. And after completing her high school education, she didn't stop with that. She went to Delhi to continue her intermediate studies. And after that, again, she continued her college studies in Jaipur. Parents were not so much willing, but she went against the will of the parents because she was bitter. Sometimes you have to convince your parents in a hard way. Now you have to kind of obey what your parents say. I don't say that you must disobey your parents, but when it comes to your career, your life, you have the freedom. You have the freedom to choose what you like. And you have the freedom to tell your parents. And you have to break certain rules in order to achieve something. Don't get me wrong. When I say you have to break the rules, the tradition. You set your priorities right. What is important for me? My career and my life or the tradition? So when it comes between the two, you choose what is required for you. If tradition is helping you to go ahead in your life and achieve what you want, your ambition, fine. But if tradition comes on the way, barring you, preventing you, stopping you from achieving what you want, then you keep the tradition at the back and go ahead. If you want to be different, if you want to contribute something to the rest of the world, to the society, you see, you have to do something for the society. Otherwise, there is no point in living a life. Why am I getting educated? Why am I learning all these subjects? Why do I need exams? Why do I go to college? Why do I get a job? These are questions. But the answer is not that I have to be successful and my success should be limited to my family and myself. If you think that way, you are wrong. I'm afraid to say, I'm afraid to tell you that. But we should have a broad outlook like the Japanese people. The Japanese put the country first. They put the country first and they put the personal interests behind. First, my country. That is why in every classroom, in every Japanese classroom, there is a quotation. If you cannot, then Japan cannot. And if Japan cannot, the world cannot. So, Japan is the world. The world will follow me, not I the world. That is the concept. That is why they are very hardworking. They are very patriotic. They talk less. They work more. More of work and less of talk. That has taken Japan, okay, forward. All the developing countries. Yes. Supposing if a company is on strike in India, the company is closed. The gates are, what do you call, shut. And people take out placards with their kind of, what to say, hands, and they go about the street, shouting for justice. Okay, shouting their demands. Just a few days back, there was a demonstration by the farmers. Okay, the Kisans, the farmers. They came to the street shouting, but in Japan you won't find people coming to the street with placards and shouting their demands. They work. Supposing if somebody is working in a shoe factory, they produce only the right side shoes. They don't produce the left side shoes. So the management will come to know that something is wrong. And they wear black badges or flags to show their protest. And when looking at their action, the management comes to a decision. It tries to look into their problem. See how they deal with the problem and how we deal with the problem. Right? So, if they are protesting, they work 2 hours extra. The working hours is only 8 hours. And when the Japanese protest, they work for 10 hours. And that makes the management think. It brings the management down to its feet. And they begin to think, why are they working extra? Oh, this is a problem. They solve it. So all these labor problems, the union problems, they are very less in Japan. Because they don't give an opportunity. They are focused. They are disciplined. Discipline alone can take you to the doors of success. There is no other shortcut. And you must know what to do when. Organized. This girl was organized. I'll finish my high school, then I'll go to college. I'll finish my intermediate studies, then I'll go to college. Then, when she was in college, she came in touch with the mountaineers, and she joined the Mountaineering Institute. Then she practiced, then she climbed Mount Everest twice. She was an organized person. That is why she was able to achieve success. Are you organized? Are you disciplined? Are you focused? Are you sure what you want, of what you want? Are you planning to achieve what you want? Success does not come overnight. For that you have to sweat. Sweat, blood, and toil continuously. Only then you will be able to succeed. And only then you will be able to give something to the society. To give something to the society, you must have something.